Hello, welcome to the Alphabet Project I. It is not going to take me as much time to do this anymore. That was ridiculous. Honestly, I was just putting it off. So let me show you the books for I. There were a lot, so it was hard to put down. But if I'm being honest, by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegman Broca, I read Always Never Yours for Alphabet Project A and absolutely loved it. So I'm hoping I really like this one too. This has an audiobook. Next is I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. This was gifted to me by my friend Chelsea. I will put her down below. I'm hoping I really like this. I know it's a contemporary, maybe a romance. It also has to do with K-pop. I am not into K-pop, but that doesn't mean anything. This is the only one without an audiobook, and that's I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. I have only read, no, is that true? Well, I have read Radio Silence by them and did not love it, but I love all the Heartstopper books. This does not have an audiobook. It's technically not available in the US yet. I think I got this off of that other one, Book Depository. Next is If There's No Tomorrow by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is blurb by Sarah J. Maas. I don't believe that this is fantasy. I do think it's contemporary. I have read her other contemporary, and I'm hoping that this is, like, I gave that other contemporary a 5-star, but I'm hoping that this is another 5-star because I really liked that contemporary, and this has been on my shelves for so long. Okay, this next one is actually an ARC that I got from YALLFest like 5 years ago, and the title is different now, but it's In Search Of, and the new title is In Search of Us by Ava Delaria. She wrote Love Letters to the Dead, which I just thought was okay, but I do have this on audio, and it's time to either get rid of this ARC or buy the real book, so we'll find out. Last but not least is Invisible Ghosts by Robin Schneider. She wrote The Beginning of Everything, which when I first got my Kindle back in like 2014, I was obsessed with The Beginning of Everything, and it like kind of got me into YA. So this is another YA. All of these books are YA, and if you've watched my other alphabet videos, you will know I'm having a tough time with YA right now. So let's see how this goes. Hello, I'm starting my first book for the Alphabet Project. It's If There's No Tomorrow by Jennifer Lynn Armentrout. I always say Lynn. I'm so sorry. I don't even think that's right. Anyway, I listened to 2% in the shower and couldn't really hear it, so I turned it off so I wouldn't miss anything. But I believe this is going to be a hard-hitting YA, which if you would have talked to me literally a month ago, I would have told you was my favorite genre. Is that a genre? No, but that's what I would have told you. Now, however, I don't think that's true. So I will tell you what it's about when I get farther into it, but I believe it is about drunk driving, which a month ago Michelle would have been like, hell yeah. Now I'm like, oh no. So stay tuned. Hello, I'm 25% into this. It's taking me forever because I'm listening to it unscripted and it only goes up to 2 times speed, and I feel like maybe I could read it faster with my eyes, but anyway. Like 25% in. Did I say that? I don't know. Basically, nothing has happened. And I'm not trying to shit on YA because that was my whole brand, but like nothing has happened. Basically, Lena is like this nerd girl who likes books. So basically all of us who watch my videos who like books, nerd. And she likes this super popular football player who is also her neighbor named Sebastian. And she kissed him and he did not reciprocate. And that's it. I don't even know if I'm right about the drunk driving, but nothing is happening. It's very slow. I can't tell if it's slow because it's 2 times speed or if it's slow because nothing is happening. It's very confusing because I usually listen at 3 times speed, so I'll keep you updated again. Okay, yeah, so I was right. Now we are getting in. I'm not even halfway through this book, but we're getting into the nitty-gritty of what this book is about, and it's about sadness, so yeah. Okay, I'm halfway through this. I'm liking it. I'm just not like into heavy stuff right now, and I didn't know that it was. So, you know, when I picked things off of my shelves with the letter I was just picking things with the letter I, you know, not like thinking it through. But that's okay, we're reading it. I will say that her writing is really good, and I thought that with her other YA contemporary that I read, I have never read any of her fantasy, so I don't know. So I'm going to finish this tomorrow. I have like 2.5 hours left of the audiobook on Scribd, so I will definitely finish it tomorrow and keep you updated. Hello, I finished If There's No Tomorrow. I'm gonna give it 5 stars. It surprised me in the end because last night in my updates I felt like nothing was happening, but I thought it was really good. It was good. However, I'm not gonna keep it. I just feel like I'm not gonna read it again. So I'm gonna take it off my shelves, but I am glad that I read it. So this is the second Jennifer L. Armentrout that I have, not Lynn L. Armentrout, that I have read, and I've liked them both, but I'm too afraid to try her fantasies. So first book down. Hello. For the Alphabet Project, I am starting Invisible Ghost by Robin Schneider. I am starting this now. It is super short. It's so short. The audiobook on Scribd is 7 hours, and at 3 times speed, I'm finish it tomorrow. So I don't know what it's about. I will let you know what it's about when I know. Hello, I'm reading Invisible Ghosts for the Alphabet Project, and I am on chapter 7, I think, so I can tell you what it's about now. This girl and her brother got into an argument, and her brother ran after him. Her brother ran after her and got stung by a bee, and he was allergic to bees, so he died. Now it's been 4 years, and she can see him, so they still like talk and hang out and stuff. Obviously he's a ghost. And I just found out that her best friend who moved away and now has moved back can also see him. So that's where I am. Listen, the thing is, I'm not into anything like this anymore, but I'm gonna keep listening to it because that's the only thing that's wrong with it is me. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm on page 200 of Invisible Ghosts, and I'm not kidding. In these last 200 pages, the author has used the "I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding" sentence twice. 2 times in 200 pages? Ma'am! Get your shit together. You have... No. I'm not even kidding. There have been at least 10 Harry Potter references in this book. This is a very short book. I'm absolutely over it. I looked it up. This was released in 2018, and J.K. Rowling came out as an asshole in 2019, so like I can forgive that, but this is just way too many Harry Potter references, and I know I've said this, and I think another Alphabet Project video where I'm just like, can we please stop this? Like, what the fuck? I try so hard not to ever bring up Harry Potter in conversation because of J.K. Rowling, so it's way too much. Otherwise, I am liking this book. I'm almost done. I have 1.5 more chapters, so stay tuned for my thoughts. Another breath she didn't know she had been holding. How many breaths has she not been this writing? Oh my god. Okay, so I finished Invisible Ghosts. I just want to let you know that I have previously DNF'd this book, and by previously I mean like 4 days ago, when I was maybe a week ago. But I decided to pick it back up when I wasn't feeling so slumpy. So like I'm glad that I read it, but also it's gonna be 3 stars. It's mostly 3 stars because of the writing was not good. And also all the Harry Potter references, I understand that that's not her fault, but also it was ridiculous, and I'm judging her. But the story was good. It was a cute, hopeful young adult story. It's just something I'm not into anymore. So there was nothing really wrong with it. 3 stars. That's it. Okay, so I'm starting I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. Let's go. Oh my god, okay. So I started this, and she's auditioning for a K-pop reality show, and she's fat, and they let her in, which is awesome. But the most important part is that she's bi, and she like came out and was like, oh, my bi heart is happy because she met this girl. Anyway, I'm on page 32, and there's already a queer character. Excellent. I'm liking this a lot better already. Okay, hi. I'm on page 123 of I'll Be the One. That's like a third of the way in, probably. I'm liking it. Sky is a good main character, and I believe I have met the love interest, which even though she is bi, it's a dude. which is fine. She said something about wanting to like date women, but it never being approved by her parents because they're old school. And I felt that so hard. So I'm liking this a lot so far. It's just been a lot of her being in like the competition and like going through the elimination rounds. So like not a ton has happened yet, except for like meeting the love interest. So that is where I am in this one. Hopefully I gotta edit this tomorrow. I gotta edit tomorrow, so hopefully can finish it on Monday. I have to stop reading YA just for the Harry Potter references alone, because this one also has had a couple and I'm not that far in, and this was printed in 2020, so like I think this happened in December of 2019, so I'm sure it was too late, but still. Does Gen Z even like Harry Potter as much as millennials? Because they don't. So it's just really annoying. This whole eye is going to be about how much I hate Harry Potter, I guess. Hello. For the alphabet project I'm starting, I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. I chose this book off of my shelves months ago, and it just so happens that I am in an Alice Oseman kick right now. If you've seen any of my other videos, I have really latched on to Heartstopper and just read Loveless, which I gave 5 stars to. So I'm hoping this one just like really hits, you know? I don't know anything about this. I believe something about a boy band, something about a trans character. I believe the main character is trans. So I am very excited for this, for the representation, and I heard it will take me back to my One Direction days, which was really like the prime of my life, if we're being honest. So I am very excited for this one. Let's see how it goes. I am 109 pages into I Was Born for This. This follows 2 of our main characters whose chapters have dual point of views, which is great. The first one is Angel, and she is a mega fan of this band, The Ark, and is like meeting up with people. She's meeting up with her like best internet friend, and it's not going how she planned. And then on Thursday she gets to like meet the band, and we haven't gotten there yet. And then it also follows Jimmy, who is the lead singer of the band The Ark, and he is a trans boy, and it's not like a big deal. It was a big deal, but it's not really anymore, and it's just their 2 stories. They haven't collided yet. I'm liking this a lot. I feel like now that I'm like so far removed from the One Direction fandom, I can see like how obsessed with it I was back then. So reading it now is probably good because I'm not offended by it at all, but I understand the criticisms of like stan culture. So I get it. It's like 11 o'clock and I've already read 100 pages, which is good for me. It does seem pretty long for a paperback, so we will see, but I'm liking this so far. I know what I was gonna say. This is a little bit religious, which I was not expecting, and it doesn't really bother me. I prefer not to read about religion, but like for the most part, I'm not going to DNF a book because it is religious, but I wasn't expecting it. So this is first 109 pages has been a little religious, which is fine. Hello, I made it 219 pages into I Was Born for This. I absolutely love this. I actually am stopping at like a very important part, I would say. It's Thursday, the day that Angel is supposed to meet Jimmy and the rest of the band members of the Ark, and shit's going down. And I just really, really like this. It's different than Loveless. It's obviously different than Heartstopper. That's a graphic novel. I have also read Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, but didn't like it, but I'm thinking about rereading it because I love Alice Oseman. So anyway, I'm really liking this a lot. So I am hoping, I got halfway through today, so I'm hoping I can finish this tomorrow. I'm on a roll with reading now that I'm not sick and I'm not reading lessons in chemistry, so yeah. Hello, I finished I'll Be the One. I'm going to give it 4 stars. I thought it was really cute. Like, it ended up being really cute. It dealt with a lot of sucky YA parents, but this parent in particular was awful. Just like really emotionally abusive about Sky's weight. So it was a lot to read. Definitely some trigger warnings for that. But I ended up really liking this, and I like the love interest a lot because of something we find out. So overall, I like this. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Hello, I finished I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. I had to sit on this one for like a half an hour. I felt like it was going to be a 5-star even today when I picked it up and I had 200 pages left, but the last 50 pages were not good, man. So I think I'm gonna give it, I'm feeling like 3.5 or 4 stars, so it's gonna go 4 stars on Goodreads, but it feels like a 3.5. I thought I was gonna keep it. I'm not gonna keep it. I just ended up not liking the ending. Like, I feel like nothing was resolved. What was the point? I don't know. That really sucks. I hate when that happens. I was like really, really into it yesterday and today, and I just feel kind of disappointed. So, but I read this in like 24 hours. So that's saying something. Like, her writing is really good. I just did not like it as much as Loveless. So I will be reading the rest of her books. I just did not vibe with the ending of this one. So yeah. Hello, I know I said in my introduction video that I was gonna read, it was like called In Search Of or something. I unhauled that. I'm not ever gonna read it. So I picked If We Were Villains off of my shelf because it's been on my shelf for a very long time and I'm either going to love it or hate it. Honestly, I don't know anything about it except this dark academia and Shakespeare. Does that sound like me? No. So I am truthfully not going into this optimistically, but I have surprised myself with a lot of books this year, so we will see how this goes. Okay, I'm 20% into If We Were Villains. It's a lot of Shakespeare, which makes sense because they're theater students, so I just didn't know that. Like, I knew about Shakespeare, but like I didn't know it was gonna be like all Shakespeare. So I mean, it doesn't matter. Also, I'm not like super into theater, so like that's another thing, but like that's a me thing. I think the writing is good. The audiobook is fine. I'm trying to be less picky about audiobooks, but overall it's a lot of Shakespeare. So yeah. Also, this is a story about guy Oliver. Wow, that's right. Oliver, who has been in jail or prison, I guess, for 10 years, and it's going back in time and telling the story of like what happened 10 years ago. So we are like very far back when he is a senior in college, so, or conservatory, I guess. So we are very slowly but surely finding out what happened and why he is in prison. So we'll see. Okay, I'm 39% into If We Were Villains, and I am starting to really like it. The drama is happening in this like drama society, if you will, and I am all about it. It was a little slow, not like slow, but it was just like so much Shakespeare, which like meh, but it was all building up to the point where I am now, so like I get it. I'm hoping to finish this tomorrow. I really don't know. It's a long audiobook, so we'll see. Hello, I'm 76% into this, and it just feels so long. So long. It's too long. I've like zoned out now because it's just Shakespeare. Like, something will happen which I really am into, and then Shakespeare for so long, and then something I'm into, and then Shakespeare. I want to like this so bad, but I don't know. I finished the audiobook of If We Were Villains. I had my husband listen to the last like hour and a half of it with me in the car, and he said, wow, that was boring. And it was so boring, but it wasn't like the worst thing I've ever read, so I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Like, the beginning was intriguing with like him getting out of jail and stuff, and then you go through this mystery. I just felt like it was so long to get to the point, but the ending was good. So 3 stars. I will not be keeping this. I'm getting it off my shelves, which is like the whole point of the alphabet project, but also I bought it, so I would like to like keep books that I bought, but I didn't. So the last book that I am listening to is If I'm Being Honest, and this is by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegman Broca. I read Always Never Yours by them for the Alphabet Project A, and absolutely absolutely fucking loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I kept it. It's still on my shelves. I'm looking at it right now. And I'm really hoping that I love this one too, because I did not like their adult debut, The Roughest Draft. So I'm hoping that I like their YA. So starting this tomorrow, I have to go watch Heartstopper. I'm starting this tomorrow and finishing it, and then I'll be done with the Alphabet Project I. Exciting. Okay, I'm 19% into If I'm Being Honest, and this is the story of Cameron, who is a self-proclaimed bitch. The first sentence, or the first word of this book was bitch, so I enjoyed it. But basically, she has a crush on this guy and then doesn't like start really getting interested in him until he becomes popular, and he calls her out with being just like not a nice person. So now what she's doing is trying to like reinvent herself and be like a nicer person, so her crush will like her back. That's where I am. That's what's happening. She's like getting ready to start the transformation. So that's it. Hello, I made it 45% into this. I have no thoughts really. I'm just kind of reading it. It's hard to explain. Like, she's just trying to make amends with a lot of people in her life. So that is all that is happening. It is not great. It is definitely not bad. It is something I'm reading. So I'm definitely gonna finish it tomorrow. But so far, I just don't have, like, any thoughts about it. I do like the main character, even though, like, she's a bitch or whatever. I like her. So, what does that say about me? Hello, it's Thursday. This video is supposed to go out Saturday. I have not finished this book. I was listening to the audiobook, and I am not into audiobooks right now. So my plan is to pick this up physically and hopefully finish it today so I can edit it tonight and schedule it for Saturday. So hold on, let me see how far I am into this. So I am on page 199. It's 380 pages. Can I do this today? I don't know. It is YA, so the print is a lot bigger. And the thing is, I'm not liking this book. I'm just not into audiobooks. So when I'm listening to it, I'm actually on Twitter. It's me, it's not the book. So I'm not going to start this book over because then I'm going to fail this video. So I'm just going to start on chapter 25, which is page 199, and go from there. Hello, I finished If I'm Being Honest. I loved it. 5 stars. I'm so glad I picked it up physically because I was not loving it on audio, like, at all. And as soon as I figured out what was happening, like, in the middle of the book, I absolutely love this book. And 2 of the main characters from Always Never Yours make an appearance in this, and I absolutely love when authors do this. So what I'm saying is that their YA is really good. Like, I did not like The Roughest Draft, but their YA so far has been amazing. So that's the end of the Alphabet Project. I am gonna do a wrap up. Hello, this is the wrap up for Alphabet Project I read all these books. I didn't DNF anything, which makes me feel great. The first book was If There's No Tomorrow by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is one of her, like, only 2 YA contemporaries. I ended up giving this 5 stars. I am going to unhaul this though because this is just something I don't see myself ever reaching for again, even though I thought it was an important story. It's not something that I probably want to read again. So I will not be doing that. Next was Invisible Ghost by Robin Schneider. I technically DNF'd this and then picked it back up again because it was me and also the audiobook. Apparently I'm not into audiobooks. But I ended up giving this 3 stars. This is probably my least favorite of all the ones for I, but it was still like an okay story. It was just like more of like a YA contemporary / magical realism that I wasn't super into. Next was I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. I really liked this one. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I liked that the main character she wasn't sure if she was bi or pan, but I really liked this. And then the love interest was also queer, so I really like this. So this got 4 stars. The next one was I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. This has been on my shelves for so long. I'm really glad that I finally read this, but I didn't like the ending as much as I thought I was going to. Like, I don't think I like the ending at all, but like the whole rest of the book, amazing. So I'm gonna give this 3.5 stars. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna keep it. Next was If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. This was okay. The mystery was better than I thought it was going to be, but I hated all the Shakespeare stuff, and like I know that's like the biggest part of it, so I ended up giving this 3 stars. It was just okay. Then my favorite of these was the one I just finished, and that's If I'm Being Honest, and this is Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegmund Broca. I really like this, and I'm glad I almost DNF'd it because I didn't like the audio, but it was me and not the audio. So I'm really glad that I picked this up. This is the only one I will be keeping. This is going back on my shelves. The other 5 are being unhauled. So that's it. That's the Alphabet Project I. Thanks for watching my video. See you in my next one. Bye!